Okay. Okay. Very good evening to all brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. Today is the 26th of March, 2020. We are still within the first 9 days. I think today is day 9 or day 8, I forgot already, of our lockdown, MCO. So it is good condition for Kayanamitta to gather on this online platform. If it's not because of MCO, we will not even explore until later. But because of what happened, there is causes and conditions. So Sri An suggested that we should explore this. Then within 1 or 2 days, I think my daughter Chin Hao, Sri An, Brother Teo Leo, all managed to come out with something. Then somebody suggested the Zoom video, they provide this type of service. And my daughter told me she used it before in the meeting. So everything like fall into place. And Jin Hao also got some experience. Sui and they also have some experience. That's why we are able to have them here. So before we start the project, I would like to wish all Kayamitas and your loved ones a very healthy life, good mind state, and may the blessing of the Triple Gem be with you all always. May it protect and bless all Kayamita and your loved ones. So stay safe. Try to avoid the condition for this possibility of contagion or infection. You avoid the condition, then it cannot arise. If you don't avoid the condition, you try to be a hero or you think it's not serious, you think you can still go around, then you are creating unnecessary condition. So wearing mask is very good, keeping hygiene is very good, and at the same time, if you can, avoid close contact. And whatever you touch, you need something, maybe tissue or what, to help you avoid making unnecessary contact. And if you have cleaner or whatever, clean all the doorknob, all the thing that you used to touch, then wash your hand regularly. So all this will help. Okay, now we gather ourselves, compose our mind, develop the faith, Sada, Virya, then mindfully we shall commence the puja chanting. Okay. Arahant Sama Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivademi Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Supatipano Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Sanghang Namami Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa Buddhang Saranang Gacchami Dhammang Saranang Gacchami Sanghang Saranang Gacchami Dutiyampi Buddhang Saranang Gacchami Dutiyampi Dhammang Saranang Gacchami Dutiyampi Sanghang Saranang Gacchami Tatiyampi Buddhang Saranang Gacchami Tatiyampi Dhammang Saranang Gacchami Tatiyampi Sanghang Saranang Gacchami ปานาติปาตาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิอาทินาทานาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิกาเมสุมิจฉาจาราเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิมุสาวาทาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิสุราเมรยามัจจาปมาทฐานะเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิสาธุสาธุสาธุ Okay, let's pay respect to Pajem. Buddhang Pujemi. Dhammang Pujemi. Sanghang Pujemi. Then we also pay respect to all the great beings of the Mahayana tradition. Namo本师释迦牟尼佛。Namo本师释迦牟尼佛。Namo本师释迦牟尼佛。Namo 观世音菩萨。Namo 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 阿弥陀佛。Namo 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 弥勒佛。Namo 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 普贤菩萨。Namo 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 地藏王菩萨。Namo 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 佛菩萨。Namo 佛菩萨。Namo 佛菩萨。Okay, let's rejoice. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, thank you. Okay, so tonight, since I didn't receive any question from Kayagita, so I need to maybe share something else first. We are supposed to have our annual retreat, but somehow, because of the circumstances and the temple, Tangxia and all the Sangha, they were quite concerned at that time. So they actually respectfully text us and convey the message that the abbot or the Tangxia wanted us to consider postponing our retreat. So when I received that note, I straight away told them, yeah, we should follow what they want because we are using their way place. So it's only appropriate if we develop the understanding, accord and flow. So that was a few days before the retreat. So Sui An has a little bit of work to do because he has to cancel the bus booking and all those things. And we also have to tell Kayamita that it has been postponed. So those who want their payment back, they can request. And some of the Kayamita has already helped buy all the drinks requisite or whatever that we need to use. But don't worry, all this recyclable, we can use them in the later retreat when this whole MCO thing is over. So I was told by student only, I think less than 3 or 4 asked for refund, the rest keep the money there. And also those who pledge their donation, you don't have to give because we will have to wait till the next schedule in the retreat. So that was the reason why we cancel, not really cancel, we postpone the retreat. And tonight I want to maybe make use of the retreat notes. We have this retreat program that I prepared together with a one-page introduction. This is very useful. So tonight I will go through you just as if you were on a retreat, because this coming 2.5 weeks of MCO retreat, we call it MCO retreat, or your self retreat at home. When you do it with understanding, it helps you a lot. So I will read it to you so that you understand what retreat is, so that you can prepare yourself better and develop it better. Also, if you can recall what I used to share with you all, I always said, if you come to class, you listen to Dhamma, then you reflect, contemplate, inquire, straighten your view, then you participate in all the activity, you get to develop a lot of wholesomeness. Almost all the 10 meritorious actions, you get to do them, and it's very wholesome, very meritorious, because first of all, we pay respect, triple jam, reverential salutation is a meritorious action. Then we keep our precept. Then we make dana offering, generosity. These are all meritorious action. Then we listen to Dhamma. We straighten our views. These are meritorious action. Then we share Dhamma. We share merits. Then we transfer merits. Then a lot of Kayamita also help out in many ways, providing service for our Kayamita group or for our activity. Like Suyan, Stephanie, they all, and the website group, they contribute in different ways. Some contribute in many areas. The website group is the most important one. They help to gather all these things. Then they are also mainly, I should say, committee member of all the spiritual trip, meditation retreat, or whatever activity. So these are the people who really help out. And Sui An and Stephanie are treasurer of Kayamita Fund, both of them. They take care of Kayamita Fund. So whatever wholesomeness we do, donation, offering, printing of Dhamma books or whatever, we will instruct them and they will do it for us. And they did it so well. They have what they call all the proper documentation. Sorry for the picture. Somebody share screen, no wonder. So don't simply share screen. I actually can understand because this is the first time you are using. So sometimes you accidentally touch something. It could be commanding something to share screen. That's why it came up. I saw somebody on a yacht trip. I don't know who's. That one later we sort it out. So this is a good baby learning period because we are still new. This is our second online video sharing to kilometers. So I consider the committee, the group that did this, they have done very well. Over such a short period, they did so well. So coming back to all this puja thing, sharing, this is part of cultivation. So when you attend all this, you not only develop the 10 meritorious action, you get to develop wisdom through hearing, first turning wisdom, Suttamaya Panya. Then when you reflect, contemplate, inquire, you develop the second turning wisdom, Chintamaya Panya. Then when you meditate, you develop the turning wisdom, Bhavanamaya Panya. So all these are very important training. This is part of the religious routine too when you attend the class. And like I used to share with you all that 2 hour session or so, you have been attentive You have the faith, sincerity, then you have a lot of what they call spiritual faculty like spiritual zeal, virya. Then you have developed your mindfulness training. If you can have sati, sampajana, and know how to listen attentively, and develop the understanding to straighten your view, to develop the initial wisdom, yoniso manasika, it will benefit you tremendously. And for a 2-hour session, you have done it with understanding. The merits is immeasurable because this sasana, this window, all this is possible. Then you get the opportunity to be born as a human being. And also you have the opportunity to come across the true Dhamma. Like the Maya say, 人生难得经已得，佛法难闻经已闻. So you are really very blessed, and you have your past, you have your parami. Otherwise, you won't be born during the sasana. You won't have such condition to be born a human being, and to have the condition to encounter the true Buddha Dharma. So all this, you should rejoice. You should develop gratitude. You should thank the Buddha. Cherish his teaching, have expressed your respect and deep gratitude towards the Buddha and his teaching. So all these are very wholesome. So this religious routine that I used to share with you all is to cover all aspects of meditation. So under this lockdown MCO period, you don't have to like other working day where you have to wake up, do your meditation in a very like instant Maggie way because you don't have much time. You rush to clean up yourself. Then by the time you want to sit or do your meditation, you realize you have to go to office or do your duty, your kiosk and others. So normally most people don't have that time unless you are very disciplined. Every morning you wake up early, yeah? And before you sleep, you make sure you do it. Then you share merit, transfer merit. Then you do your chanting and all those things. Then there are also what they call important aspect of mindfulness training. Whatever you do throughout the day, you are mindful. Then make it a point before you leave your house. Pay respect to Triple Gem. Then when you come back, first thing, pay respect to Triple Gem. Then when you go to a way place, same, have faith, develop the loving kindness, the metta, radiate love and metta. Then you see a shrine, you go in, you pay respect. This is cultivating affinity with all these great beings. Yeah. Then you also can develop the daily mindfulness of doing your work while performing your duty as a lay person. Then whatever you do, as long as you have mindfulness, heedfulness, you are in a meditative state. Then later I will share with you what is a trained mind, what is an untrained mind, all this, so that you understand. So this is the introduction part. What I want you to understand is when you go to a retreat, when you start your retreat, these are very conducive conditions for you to really train your mind and set your mind on firm footing so that when you are out of the retreat, your mind has entered deep and your daily mindfulness can be developed very fast. So to do that, I will read through the retreat notes, then you will understand. So annual meditation retreat, this is our 8th year, consecutively the 8th year, number 8 at Mahayana Triple Gem Temple, San Pao Si, Brinchang, Cameron Highland. We're supposed to have it on the 14th of March, Saturday, to the 21st of March, also Saturday, so total of 8 days. Our usual one is about 9 days, but because of traffic, we shorten it by 1 day. So I will read you the introduction so that you understand. This meditation retreat caters for all participants who may be from different background or Buddhist tradition with varying meditation experiences. The emphasis here is on the understanding of the Buddha Dharma and the meditation as taught by the Buddha, instead of focusing on method and techniques of meditation. This program was prepared to allow participants or yogi to settle down slowly into the retreat proper via a less stringent first session where more Dhamma understanding will be emphasized, followed by a more stringent second session where noble silence, heedfulness, and the meditative training and actual cultivation will be emphasized. So this is a very important introduction. Then I will read you the main purpose and intent. You can do this, you will become very good. You will progress very fast. Number one, the main purpose and intent. To understand and realize the noble teaching of Lord Buddha, we are sincerely cultivating the much needed heedfulness or apamada, as always emphasized by the Buddha via his Dhammapada verses 1, 21, 22, 23, 183, and his final advice, apamadena sampadeta, before his parinibbana. Yeah. Then the second main purpose and intent is to train ourselves during the meditation retreat. So now you are doing it at home, your self-retreat. To develop a very stable daily mindfulness. This is the most important. Stable daily mindfulness means silent mind with inner awareness, constantly aware, leading to heedfulness from the moment we commence our retreat. Yeah. To diligently maintain noble silence of mind and speech during the retreat duration. To cultivate sati sampajana or mindfulness and clear comprehension of sincerity of purpose, domain of meditation, suitability, and non-delusion as a sign of our respect for the way place. Learn to be at ease, naturally relaxed, and aware via heedfulness most of the time. So ability to be at ease, naturally relaxed, and maintain awareness is the most important. You always move, speak, and act naturally. Don't try to act out of it. Don't try to become rigid or a robot. That one is not your true nature. That one is the thought telling you you must speak nicely, properly. So you try to act. That is not your true character. And you do that, you will never learn. You can never develop the true understanding of the real teaching, the Buddha Dharma. I think somebody not mute. You had to mute them. Somebody must have on your speakerphone. Okay, thanks. Number 4, main purpose and intent. Oh, sorry. Number 3, I haven't finished. Always move, speak, and act naturally, but with inner awareness throughout the day to stabilize your 5 spiritual faculties until they become very stable and unshakable. So this 5 spiritual faculty of Saddha, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, and Panya is very important. You have to develop them until it's very stable, until you become unshakable powers. And then you are definitely destined for enlightenment. And the 4th main intent or purpose is, with the stable daily mindfulness or awareness, use it to cultivate Noble Eightfold Path via constant creative contemplation, reflection, and inquiry into the Four Noble Truths, especially its 3 turning, leading to the perfection of all the Noble Eightfold Path factors of right view, right thought, right speech, right action, right living, right effort, right mindfulness, and right samadhi, so that you are incapable of any evil whenever you are heedful. Then to maintain this heedfulness or apamada training throughout the day, so as to enable the cultivator to have the condition, the insight into the three universal characteristics of nature, to awaken, to realize the insight knowledges and wisdom needed to liberate the mind, leading to the realization of Nibbana, which is the cessation of form and mind as taught by the Buddha. Then number 5, to diligently develop the understanding of the following important dhammas as taught by the Buddha: the 5 mental hindrance, pancha nivaranas; the 5 spiritual faculty, pancha indriyas; the 3 evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion; the 3 right views of uh, kama niyama, chitta niyama, and dhamma niyama; then the 12 link of paticca samuppada, the 4 noble truth, its 3 turnings, and the 4 foundation of mindfulness, the 7 factors of enlightenment or satta bhujanga. Then understand what constitutes dana, sila, and bhavana, and what is sila, samadhi, and panya. So samadhi and panya is actually bhavana. So dana, sila, bhavana is dana, sila, samadhi, and panya. The Buddha added in dana, parami, generosity parami, is to help you to develop better condition to cultivate, to develop the Buddha Dharma understanding. So sila, samadhi, and panya is actually noble eightfold path. Sila is morality, samadhi is right mindfulness, and right samadhi. Samadhi is collectedness of mind, the unwavering mind, whereas sati is awareness, just awareness before the knowing. So when you are aware, you stabilize it, it becomes samadhi. Then it has the ability to remain collected and unwavering in the midst of life experiences. Means in the midst of life, your mind, which is a free mind, can be in a state of samadhi because it has the stability of samadhi. That's why when the sense data come in, most people without samadhi, their mind will stir. They cannot remain collected and unwavering. That's why they can't see things as they are. They see things following their conditioning, their memories, their views, their opinion, their belief system. Sometimes they follow their traditional belief. We call it tradition. So all this is how they act. They act with delusion. They act with wrong view. So without wisdom, you cannot act. You need wisdom to have right action. So the right action is act with understanding. Acting according to memory is not acting at all. Whereas acting according to wisdom or right view or right understanding is true action. So you must have understanding or wisdom, then only you can act. Otherwise you can't act. Your right and wrong is according to you, according to the individual, according to your belief system, your tradition, your custom and all those things. So all this is society's convention, which is not ultimate truth. That's why you will never get it right. Then your thought is involved. So all this thought-based action, they can never give rise to wisdom or understanding. They can never awaken you. So this part on the cultivation is very important. Then the last one is the 5 daily contemplation. You need to cultivate this daily, the Buddha said. This this body of ours is of the nature to get old, get sick, and finally die. For he has not gone beyond old age, sickness, and death. So these first 3 will let you develop the wisdom not to attach and cling to this physical body, where this physical body can never be you. Without the consciousness, it's only the four great elements, and they go the way of nature. There is no knowing, it can never be you. That's why the Buddha said this body of ours is impermanent, lead to suffering. That's why it's of the nature to grow old, get sick and die, because it's not you, it's not self. If it's self, you can tell this body, don't get old, don't get sick, don't die. But because it can't. So this is to do away with your attachment, self-delusion, so that you won't attach, you won't cling, so that you know truly what the body is. The body is not you, but karmically conditioned for you to come as a vehicle for you to use. Then within this physical body, there is also the six senses, where the consciousness upon contact can create the respective consciousness. The sixth sense, the consciousness. That's why you are able to be conscious of what you see, what you hear, what you smell, what you taste, what you tactily feel and think. So all these are the power of mind, and you need a condition, which is the physical body with its senses. Without the senses, you cannot exist. All our existence actually come through the sense of consciousness. That's why the Buddha always start Dhammapada verse and 2 with this famous saying, our mind is to fall under all things. When mind arises, everything arises. So mind is chief. So take care of mind. If you neglect mind and become heedless, you will suffer. Suffering will follow you because your karma will be affected. Then you will develop a lot of suffering. Okay, I read on the last one, point number 6. To silence your mundane mind to realize the true mind. That is what meditation is all about. So that you can be constantly aware within. If your mundane mind is not silent, you cannot be aware within. True or not? Check for yourself. That's why all of meditation start with relax, aware, silence your mind, don't do anything. So to silence your mind, your mundane mind, to realize a true mind is the real meditation. So that you can be constantly aware within, when you are not lost in thought, preoccupied with what your thought is doing or thinking. Then you can be mindful, aware within the moment. Otherwise, you are lost in thought, heedless. Then to stabilize the silent mind until the enlightenment factor of passaddhi, which is tranquility and stillness of mind, arise, means mind enters sati. To establish a very good daily religious routine for the cultivator to develop a very stable daily mindfulness when they revert back to their normal day-to-day cultivation after the retreat. So this is the purpose. Retreat is to stabilize your spiritual faculty, stabilize your sati, especially sati leading to samadhi, until mind enters sati. Then you can be mindful in the midst of life. You can be heedful in the midst of life. Otherwise, you don't stand a chance. Because the moment you revert back to your daily life, you realize that you are not in a retreat condition anymore. The retreat condition is different, very conducive. The setting, the environment, everything, the nature, very beautiful, very conducive. Everybody keep the 5 precepts. Nobody disturb you. There is nothing to test you. But when you return to your daily life, to society, your 6 sense door, they are fully engaged. If you don't have a stable mindfulness, your mind will continue to stir, react, and create heedlessness. You can't be heedful, and the evil roots The three words are greed, hatred, delusion. Together with the five mental hindrances, they keep on arising. That's why you cannot cope with life. You find that you are hardly aware or mindful while in the midst of life, unless you develop the training, the daily religious routine. You stabilize your silent mind and realize your true mind during formal meditation and retreat. This is the only way. That's why the Buddha said the four foundation of mindfulness is the only way. Ekayano bhikkhave bhikkhu. O bhikkhu, this is the only way for the purification of mind, for overcoming sorrow and lamentation, to realize the enlightenment, which is Nibbana, namely the four foundation of mindfulness. Because if you don't cultivate the four foundation of mindfulness leading to enlightenment in the here and the now, which is anagami shape or Ran shape, then you can only develop up to the first and second sainthood, Sotapanna shape and Sakadagami shape. But it's already good enough. So actually to become a Sotapanna and a Sakadagami, you don't really, technically, you don't really need to cultivate the four foundation of mindfulness. You look at Avijja Sutta, which is also in our appendix, the 10th step. The four foundation of mindfulness is step 8. Actually, when you have finished the first 5 steps, then step 6 become automatic sense restraint. With sense restraint, you cannot break precept. You are at least a Sotapanna. Then after that, the 3 way of right conduct. When you can do that, chances are you are already a Sakadagami. And then after that only, you start to cultivate the 4 foundation of mindfulness, which is step 8. So these are all the important understanding. Then point number 7 is the books to bring along, which is our Heart Sutta book. Now we have our second edition after I will go through review. And our chanting book. You have both the normal and the retreat chanting book. Then cultivating the Bodhisattva way, the blue transcript book, and this retreat program. So these 4 things, if you keep them with you, you will be able to have your own self retreat at home. And the lockdown can give you a lot of valuable time. Now you can meditate until your heart content. Nobody will disturb you. Don't have to worry about urgent meeting, lay people's household duty and all those things. Now is an occasion for you to be at home. Last time, most Kayamita always complain, no time, not enough time. I got so much thing to do. By the time I'm back from office, I'm so tired. I still got to cook. I still got to what? Now no need. The only difference is you save valuable time that you wasted last time. You know what are the valuable time you wasted last time? Last time you can go out yum cha. You can go out, have long dinner, lunch, have fun and all those things. Not to say you cannot have them, you can. But if you can develop the understanding, you can save on the time, then you should spend more time initially on cultivation. After you have developed the cultivation, the third phase of Dhamma, Pativeda, at that time is up to you. That time whether you yam cha or you do whatever you like, you are in the meditative state, then no different. Then you are not wasting your time. But before you are ready with the understanding and the training, please, the Buddha used this word, sekka. Sekka means a cultivator that is under training. Then under training, you have to keep your precept. That's why all these things you have to keep. The monk have 227 precepts under training. But after you have gone beyond training, it's different. You don't need to train already, understand? That's why all the precept is The front part is like the first precept, Panatipata Veramani. This part on Veramani Sikha Padang Samadhi Pranya. So this one is, I undertake the training rule to abstain from your precept. So if you are beyond training, no more training rule, understand? Where you cannot break them anymore. So what is there to train? You already have the understanding, the wisdom, and you are incapable of evil. That's why you are beyond training. So the cultivation is pretty beautiful, meaningful when you understand. So this is the part that I want to share with you so that it will enhance your understanding of what meditation really is. So that you can do it very well while you are at home under this MCD thing. MCO, sorry, my daughter corrected me. Movement control order. Okay, now maybe I still have time. Now it's only 9:10. I will go into the Heart Sutta book. Do you all have this book? Heart Sutta book? Yeah, never mind, it's okay. So that is okay. And this Heart Sutta book, you have them, you can turn it to the introduction page on page 1. So the first page explain the history behind this book. You can go back and read yourself. Then second page is more important regarding the second edition, dated 8th of March 2020. For those who don't have this book, you can request from us later on. You can go to the website, yes. Yeah, you can go to the website and you can click on the Heart Sutta second edition. It will come up. So the changes that we have made to the second edition are as follows. The reason for the second edition was mooted earlier on actually. To coincide with the need for a second reprint of this Heart Sutta book. In doing so, we have included the following activities to help improve the readability of this book. We have corrected whatever printing error, spelling mistake, and grammar mistake detected in the first edition. Since the first edition's text was aligned to the colloquial speeches in the sharing of the talk, some editorial amendments has been made to the text without distracting from the essence of the sharing of the talk. Then number 3, useful subheading has been added to all the Heart Sutta classes listing in the content of a table of content to help reader look for the topic that interests them more easily. Then we have added Appendix 8, explanation of Avijja Sutta, Sutta on ignorance. This has been added. This is the one that has the 10 steps. There are 2 sequences taught in this sutta, the enlightenment sequence and the ignorance sequence. The enlightenment sequence got 10 steps. It starts with step 1, having true Kayamita friends, or true Kayamitas. That one all Kayamita has. That's why I call this grouping my Kayamitas, or Brother Theo's Kayamita. So this one is the first step, and all of us have. Then after that, because you are Kayamita, you will get the opportunity to listen to the true Dhamma, and that is step 2. So if you constantly listen to the Dhamma, reflect, contemplate, inquire, and develop the first and second turning wisdom, then you become beautiful. Then you will develop the first and second turning wisdom. Then when you listen attentively and the Dhamma that the Buddha has taught you stand up to investigation, you have a lot of faith in him and his teaching. That's why step 1 leads to step 2, which is opportunity time to listen to the true Dhamma. Then after you have done that, you will have faith in the Buddha and his teaching, which is step 3. Then step 4 is a natural consequence of step 2 and step 3. Well, after step 2, especially step 2 and step 3, you will have very good understanding of the teaching. The first and second turning wisdom has stabilized. You develop the initial wisdom called Yoniso Manasikara. So when you have that, then the step 5 is easier to realize. Step 5 is Sati Sampajana. You have to cultivate it. You have to develop the stability of Sati Sampajana, which is mindfulness and clear comprehension. The fourth type of clear comprehension. Here, mindfulness means daily mindfulness, the stability of it, leading to heedfulness. Then when you are ever mindful, constantly meditative, means constantly cultivating the Noble Eightfold Path, then you will stabilize your understanding further. You will insight into phenomena. You will realize the truth. You will awaken. The glimpse of Nibbana can arise. Then you can realize Sotapanaship. Then when you are able to do it because of your stability or daily mindfulness, you are incapable of breaking your precept. That's why step 6 is very easily realized. Sense restraint. You cannot develop any wrong response to your sense experience. Your senses are all fully restrained because of the initial wisdom. You cannot break your precept. You cannot be heedless anymore. You cannot do funny things. Yeah. So step 6 will confirm your awakening, at least the first stage of sainthood. And after that, step 7 is a natural consequence. Where when you have sense restraint, you cannot break your precept. Then you can cultivate Noble Eightfold Path. Right view leading to right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood. And the 4 right effort, constantly purifying, improving yourself. And this will lead to the 3 way of right conduct. That's how step 7 come into place. It's a natural consequence. So when you are able to have that, you are really ready to go for the higher enlightenment stages. Means anakamiship and arahantship. And to do that, you have to cultivate step 8, the 4 foundation of mindfulness. But with your understanding born of step 1 to step 7, 4 foundation of mindfulness, step 8 is very easy. You will cruise through it. You will understand it clearly and you can do it very easily. That is my experience. That's why I understand it very fast and I can do it without any problem. That's why I can share with you the 4 foundation of mindfulness in a different way. I realize the book and the text don't have much detail. They have some description, but the actual understanding is not known and very few people can explain and teach. Then after that, once you develop it along the line of Buddha Dharma taught by the Buddha, it will lead to step 9. Step 9 is the 7 factors of enlightenment. They keep on arising. If you are not on the right path, you are not on the right track, the enlightenment factor won't arise. But because you start to see and witness the enlightenment factor, the 7 factors of enlightenment, satta, bhujanga, then you realize you are on the right path. And enlightenment in the here and now is guaranteed. That's why step 10 is the completion or the fulfillment of the awakening or the enlightenment in the here and the now. And that one is appendix 8. Then my daughter will show you, put on the camera. Page 254. Page 254.
In the chat, Wai send the link to download the PDF.
Oh, yes. PDF. Wai has sent the link. So this one is what you will see. Page 254, the Hatsuta book. The right hand side cycle is the enlightenment sequence, the 10 step. Left hand side is 9 step only, the ignorance sequence. You can read through them. So this sutta is very beautiful. Then the last thing that we add for the second edition is appendix 6a. page 254, that Trinity chart. 54, the triangle, the Trinity chart.
243.
No. 243, yes. Sorry, 243, yeah. Okay, I show you the thing. This is the one. This is the one. So maybe you put it nearer to the camera, they can see clearer. No.
I'm trying to download the PDF.
No need. Like that. No, turn a bit. Okay. Never mind. Anyway, you all go to the book. On page 243, you can see. So this appendix 6A, the Trinity chart is very important. If you look at that triangle, those who have the book, you can turn to it. Those who don't have the book, maybe you have to bear with us. So I will explain to you what meditation is all about, what cultivation is all about. There is a C on the top angle of the triangle. So this C is actually your pure awareness or your pure consciousness without the content. This is your true mind, your essence of mind, the unconditioned. This one is beyond thought, beyond mind, beyond time. There is no one, a thing, cannot be perceived or sensed because it's unconditioned. Then this one is just stillness and the silent mind. When you are in the meditative state, you are actually at the pure awareness. That's why all of meditation is to silence your mundane mind, develop the relaxed state of mind, and maintain awareness to realize this true mind, the pure awareness. And this pure awareness is the beginning of creation. So if you turn to page 94, there's another chart. This page 94 is the four circle chart. This four circle chart is very important. You show it in the camera. This four circle. I will read it to you what the four circle is. Okay. Page 94. Sutra. You can refer to it later. As a living being, the creation starts in this way. You have the right hand side. The first circle denote the oneness nature. Some call it the Buddha nature. So this one is a nature. It's not a being. It's not somebody inside there. That's why this one cannot come out and live life. But this is the source of all things. Some call it the original nature, the true nature. Mahayana call it the 本来的面目. So this one is just a oneness nature, the Buddha nature, the true nature. So this one cannot come out and live life, cannot do anything. But there is a nature. If you have developed it, perfected it, it's very beautiful, very powerful. It is connected to your form and mind. You can inherit from it. But if you have not developed it, then you cannot do anything. From here, the first thing that come out from the source of the true nature is the pure awareness, the second circle. The pure awareness is your silent mind, your true mind. That's why this one come out first. The triangle up there, that C, refer to this one. And from here, all the creation start. That's why the first slope on your right hand side of the triangle, it will go down to the senses S at the bottom there. So that one will create mundane living. Mundane living means because you have the sense basis, like I explained just now, the six sense basis. Upon contact, the six respective sense or consciousness arise. So down there, the five aggregate of form and mind arise. So that is where mundane living arise. But if you want to meditate, you cannot use the thought. You cannot use all these things. you have to go the other slope on your left hand side. That one, if you look at the arrow, is the direct seeing. So this direct seeing is very important. The direct seeing will allow you to understand many things. It will allow you to meditate, develop the understanding. So this direct seeing via the silent mind or sati in pure awareness will lead to the awakening, seeing things as they are, insight into phenomena, the three universal characteristics of impermanent, suffering state, and non-self nature or empty nature of existence, anicca, dukkha, and anatta. So once you are able to do that, you awaken, you develop understanding, which is a you down there. And this understanding is also called wisdom born of right view, samadhi, and yoniso manasikara. Means you have developed the wisdom. Then from the wisdom developed, you connect it to the form and mind. Because this form and mind, the S, the senses, the five aggregate of form and mind, following paticca samuppada, karmically conditional for you to live life, to come to this existential world, is connected to your wisdom. And because it's connected, this one, there's an arrow say for living. So you have the wisdom, the five aggregate of form and mind will be beautiful, no longer deluded. That's why you don't suffer anymore. You can say the form and mind is enlightened, but this one is not you. That's how you understand it. So meditation, if you understand this, you will understand what meditation is, and you can meditate easily. So from the source comes the pure awareness. Then pure awareness through your senses, for mundane living, you create the mundane mind, sense door consciousness. Then the sense door consciousness with the mundane mind created the phenomenal world of consciousness, or the phenomenal world of form, which is the last circle. Yeah. So form delusion, mind delusion, they come about because the living being, through self-delusion, sakayaditi, believe the five aggregate of form and mind, the human being, is what they are. If you believe that, you cannot see its three universal characteristics, then you will be under self-delusion, sakayaditi. That's how the human beings suffer. That's why you have to meditate with a silent mind through the direct seeing to awaken, to develop the wisdom. Then the wisdom connected to the form and mind. This form and mind no longer deluded, become beautiful. That is what life is all about. Then you can get to live the third phase of Dhamma, which is Pativeda. So the whole of meditation is just understanding this. That's why when you meditate, you use the true mind, the silent mind. When you want to live life, you use the mundane mind, the thought process. Okay. Then now I will read to you what is a trained mind under Appendix 6, 6.1. A trained mind is always silent, heedful, peaceful, relaxed, and naturally aware within. So if you are doing your self-retreat, you can check. You can check whether you are with the trained mind or not. Do you understand? Yeah? If you are not with the trained mind, you will not be able to have that state of mind which is silent, always silent, heedful, relaxed, aware, and it's always naturally aware within and peaceful. That's why there is clarity. There is no more heedless thinking and all those things. So this is a very clear characteristic of a trained mind. So unless your mind can be trained until there is no more heedless thinking, you have not developed the stability of daily mindfulness. So meditation, if it's understood, cultivated correctly, is very easy. But if it's not understood, it's a lot of difficult. Because the mundane mind is active. And the way they meditate, they use the thought-based meditation, creating more movement activity and agitation, make you more heedless. That's why you cannot see, cannot understand, and yet you think you meditate. it will lead you to Holland. So this is a very important understanding. Then the next characteristic of a trained mind is it has the clarity, born of inner peace, inner awareness, to see things as they are, leading to wisdom needed to arise the wise attention or yoniso manasikara at every moment of sense experience, so that one is always at peace with the moment to live life. Not until you train your mind until it's so stable, and you can do that, you are still far away from awakening. Then the third characteristic of a trained mind is the mind that is trained, it will listen to you. You want it to be silent, to be aware, it will just do that. It will just be silent, peaceful, and aware within. Then the next point is you can use it and direct it appropriately to cultivate the Noble Eightfold Path, leading to heedfulness. The next point is it will become like a servant to you. It will serve you well. When a trained mind is ever mindful and constantly meditative, and is the base from which wisdom will keep on arising. You can turn to that page, page 243. Okay. Hey, just now. 243. Next page, next page. Okay. 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 Now you can follow me. Huh? Oh, you have to share the screen.
Then now everybody see it.
Now you can see the triangle. Okay. Okay. You see the C on top? Pure awareness or pure consciousness. That is your true mind, your silent mind, your essence of mind. That is the true nature, original nature. So from the nature, the first thing that come out is this pure awareness. This is the unconditioned, beyond thought, beyond mind. That's why there is no word, nothing. There is just awareness. And this one cannot be perceived or sensed. Because the moment you perceive, the thought come out. This one is just the silent mind, stillness, pure awareness. Somebody's speaker is on. Oh, David, we have to mute you, right? David, sorry. Okay, mute that. Otherwise, distortion come out. Okay. Then here, from the C, you go towards the right-hand side of the triangle, the slope. You will see to create mundane living or experiences. That's why the senses, S is down there, is the senses, sense basis. So the body or the physical form has the sense basis. So this one will create the mundane mind, the sixth sense door. Yeah. So mundane consciousness. That's why the phenomenal world of form. Yeah. Then the other side, C to U, the left-hand side slope triangle. U is understanding, wisdom, born of samadhi, right view, and also initial wisdom. So this silent mind with the direct seeing via sati or pure awareness will awaken you. That one is meditation. So you understand this, then it's very easy to meditate. Then I will read to you the untrained mind. What is untrained mind? 6.2, the untrained mind. You can follow, it's on the screen. You can see it there. An untrained mind is heedless, very easy to check in. It thinks a lot and react easily to sense experience and is constantly lost in thought most of the time. As per Dhammapada verse 21, the heedless are as if dead. Means you are hardly aware within. You are always heedless, lost in thought, reacting, emotional, fearful, worried, agitated. There is no peace. So this one is a very good check. Then the untrained mind is like a devil's workshop. You know, what is a devil? An evil being, and it will make you very evil. then the untrained mind have no control. You have no control over it. It actually controls you and take over your life, causing you suffering. Then point number four, the thinking mind, the mundane mind, which is heedless, need to be trained. Then point number five, deluded with wrong view, it easily become angry, selfish, emotional, and fearful, hence the suffering. So very easy to check. If in the midst of life you still have all this, means you have not trained your mind. The evil roots are still there. Your mind is still heedless. You don't have right view. You don't have uniso manasikara. All this will allow you to have self-check. Yeah. So whether you progress or you don't progress is very easy to check. When you have less and less thought, more and more moment of mindfulness and awareness, when you are most of the time without thought, you really progress. If you have a lot of knowledge via the thought, that is not progress. That is delusion. Thinking that you have wisdom, but that is Dhamma knowledge, not wisdom. So all these are very useful. Then the last one is, it has no understanding of what is going on in life because it don't understand life. It lacks wisdom because it is deluded. But when you understand the true Buddha Dharma, you will understand the essence of the Buddha's teaching. And within the essence of the Buddha's teaching, which is the Four Noble Truths, all of life is clearly explained and stated within. That's why the Four Noble Truths is the secret of life. All of life, mundane and supramundane, they are clearly summarized within the Four Noble Truths. That's why the Buddha is a very unique being, very uh, wise, virtuous, and beautiful. He is perfect in wisdom and virtue. Then 6.3 is training of the mind. You have to go through them if you really want to develop the understanding. Without wisdom, living beings are heedless, hence they suffer because they don't understand life. To understand life, one must understand the secret of life, which is the Four Noble Truths, as taught by the Buddha, explained by me just now. Then, point number 3, to understand the Four Noble Truths, one must train one's mind to be heedful, to understand what is going on in life, so as to understand who are you, what are you, and how our mind functions, so that we understand what causes us to suffer, what causes us suffering, and how our mundane mind get muddled up in life. That's why you need to be aware and mindful. And when you are aware and mindful, you can straighten your view. You can transform yourself. Character-wise, personality-wise, you will change. And from a heedless living, you will transform yourself and become heedful. And you develop heedful living. Yeah. The untrained mind is heedless and not peaceful because of the five mental hindrances of sensual desire, ill will, sloth and torpor, restlessness and doubt. These mental hindrances hinders one from entering the meditative state of inner peace and inner awareness. And to overcome the five mental hindrances, one only need to cultivate the opposite five spiritual faculty of Saddha, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, and Panya, as taught by the Buddha. So this is very clear. Don't suppress or control the mental hindrance. Just cultivate the opposite five, then the mental hindrance will cease. When the five spiritual faculty are there, the mental hindrance will cease, and the mind will be trained automatically. That's why you should work on the five spiritual faculty. You should cultivate them via the puja, the devotional practice, and your daily religious routine. And the three phases of Dhamma are Pariyatti, Patipatti, and Pativedam. Phase 1, Pariyatti, is the learning of the teaching or the Dhamma as taught by the Buddha. Then Patipatti is the cultivation aspect. Cultivation, we are putting the Dhamma learned into practice in daily life so that it can become a living reality. Then the third phase of Dhamma is the most beautiful, Pativeda, is the reaping the fruit of one's hard work and cultivation. Means you get to live the life of noble ones, the enlightened being. And that is the most beautiful phase of your life. Then the rest are summarized in the table form on page 245. You can read through them on your own. Then if you want to understand what sati and all those things, you continue 6.4, 6.5. Yeah? And using the silent mind, samasati is also there. And 6.6 is the 5 ways to overcome unwholesome thought taught by the Buddha is very beautiful. Yeah? They are all explained very clearly, and they are also explained uh, the relationship, how they are interconnected with all the other essential Dhamma as explained by the Buddha. Okay, that's it. That is what you need to have and understand. Then you can do your self-retreat very well. Okay, with this I will end the sharing. Then we can open up for Q&A. My daughter will unmute all. Then you all one by one put up your hand or wave. Oh, don't unmute all. Okay, okay. Who put up hand, then we will call your name. Anybody wants to ask question, you can show your hand. Then we will call you, then you on your mic. Anybody? You can also send in the reaction. Nobody raise hand. Oh, a lot not on video. Anybody? We still have how much time? Oh, 18 minutes. Make full use of the time. Is it clear what I have shared? Maybe let them on the mic. You unmute all. Yeah, my daughter will unmute all. Then whoever want to speak. Okay, now unmuted. Who want to ask question? One by one. Anybody? Is it clear, the sharing? Nobody has any question. Is it? Oh, there. Cool. Yeah, there's one. Oh, who is this with me? I think mute. Otherwise, too much background sound. So whoever want to ask question, you unmute your mic. Then we can see you. You go to Jayanta first. Jayanta, you start the ball rolling. They are very shy. Jayanta? Jayanta know how to unmute. Yeah, Jayanta. You have to start the ball rolling. Yeah, they are all very shy. Okay, yours is unmuted. You can say something.
Gratitude.
Yes.
Yesterday when I was sitting, I had this some subtle tension
Wait,
aware.
wait, I can't hear you clearly. What was your question again? I think it's another.
Can explain to that?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay, you speak. Yeah. Yeah. Speak.
Greeting gratitude. Yesterday while I was doing my sitting, towards the middle, I have this awareness that I have this very subtle intention.
Okay.
Is it?
No, intention to do what?
Intention to achieve something in the city.
Seek emptiness, is it? Seek
No, no,
emptiness.
no. The one is the word. What I want you to trace is that thing that you say intention, because sometimes you interpret because you have been conditioned by previous teaching that you have to note the intention. But if you are mindful, if you are aware, you check again, because not everything has mental intention behind. The mental intention can come from one particular sense uh, recollection or one of your sense thought, that one trigger off. Uh, then there is an intention to do something. But most of the time, you are not mindful, you are not aware. While you have the intention condition you to do something. But before you can do that, you go and think again, understand? There's something else take over. Then you suddenly forgot what you want to do. Especially when you are at home or in the office or what. You tend to have all this problem. You think a lot, your thought is very fast. But what you are sharing with me is different. Yours, you say in the meditation, you realize or you are aware that there is a mental intention. That's why I have to ask you, what was that mental intention?
Okay, very good. The condition was yesterday with the youth, we were listening to Heart Sutra mantra. Yeah. So it was played over and over again. So
Là
towards
vậy
the
wait, wait, wait. Nó cái này vậy này thì too loud. Or put on the floor. Put there. Okay, you continue. Just now the vibration. Yeah, continue. Yeah.
towards the
You say,
middle, um, I was aware that the chanting was synchronized. Me and the chanting was synchronized.
yeah, I know, synchronize. That
Then
is when I started the chanting one.
no, yesterday sitting. Yesterday
Yesterday, yes.
we had
When
a
I
private
started
sitting.
the chanting.
Then his own session.
Oh, your own session.
Our own group. Our own group.
Okay. Then what happened?
So after that, I I was aware of it. Then I was aware of the speaker as an object, and I as the subject, and this consciousness of listening, the chanting.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Then
Okay.
after that, um, the awareness of intention, wanting to have emptiness.
Okay. I think I start to understand what you go through. Okay, I will explain. You have to listen attentively. Otherwise, you will not really learn, because what you are doing is still a lot of knowledge behind, because the words create that attachment. You are attached to emptiness, attached to the word, which you don't understand what it is. The real training is, don't try to know. Silence your mind away. Don't even have the description that I as an object, listening. Don't forget about all those things. That's why when you meditate, you silence everything. Don't try to know. But after you come out of it, it's like when you are in the midst of chanting, the awareness and the chanting is one, then you realize it is in harmony, synchrony. And that is good. That one is not knowledge. But when you try to say that you are aware of that entity that is aware of the other, then that becomes knowledge. The real one is not like that. There is no one inside there. It's just the awareness nature. Do you understand? No subject, no object, nothing. That's why all the things they teach you is thought-based, knowledge-based. So when you meditate, always remember, don't try to know. Chant, just chant. be mindful, be aware. Like that day that Jackie's question, okay, mindfulness, she got no intention also like you and all those things. There is no such thing in meditation because the awareness is just aware, finish. Why must you know that everything you do, there must be an intention? That is a fallacy, that is wrong. I can give you an example and you will understand. Early morning, when you wake up, what happened? What is your first reaction? The moment you become conscious, what is it that you do? What is it that you do? If you have your mindfulness training, meditative training, I still remember during the early, the moment I become conscious, I'm aware. Aware of what? My posture. Means not the word. My awareness and my body, fully aware of that posture in the lying down posture, without the words, is aware. Finish. Then after that, the next thing that trigger off is the bladder. You realize? Your bladder urgent need to go to the washroom to answer nature's call. There is no mental intention. That bladder is the sensation. They call it the tactile consciousness. That consciousness trigger off, then the brain, the memory become like conditioned to quickly go to the toilet. But you are not mindful. So how you go to the washroom, how you do all the thing, answer nature's call, no need to describe, you are hardly aware. But when you have the training, it's totally different. There is no mental intention at all. The bladder trigger. That there is this movement because you have become so habitual. That's why you quickly, how you come out of the bed also you don't know. How you walk to the washroom also you don't know. How your hand movement. The Buddha says standing aware, lying down aware, walking aware, all forgotten. That is not training anymore. That is not mindfulness anymore. I remember during the early days when I was training, aware that how I turn, how I move, how I remove the comforter, the awareness and the movement as one, and how I turn and how my body came up, how my hand pressed against the bed and sit. Then I decide, I tell the body, I decide, not you decide. We are the conditioning by the, what they call it habitual tendency. That is the one that drives human being around. You do things through habits. You are hardly aware. When you do things through habit, there is no awareness. There is no mindfulness. So when you are aware, you decide, no matter how urgent, through mindfulness, it can be regulated. There I will, with the awareness, how I arise, body and mind as one. How I walk also, body and mind as one. And the hand that move is aware. The awareness and the hand that move, synchronized. Then how we open the doorknob, push the door in, fully aware, and how I walk in, fully aware, and how I sit to answer nature's call. But before that, how I unzip all those things, no need to describe. Understand? That one, do it yourself. Then you will understand. So this is mindfulness, not the knowledge of mental intention, intending to wake up. You wake up intending to wake up. The moment you become conscious, you're already conscious, but you are not aware yet. But for me, because of the training, I determined to be aware. The moment I'm conscious, the awareness is there. But later on, I never sleep. The awareness come out just like that, like I didn't sleep. So that type of training is very different. So the awareness is just the awareness, body and mind as one. The movement, all the activity, that's like standing aware, looking forward aware, bending, turning, stretching aware, putting on your shoulder cloth or wear or whatever, you're fully aware. Taking your bath aware. Everything you do aware. That is what daily mindfulness is all about. Sati. Forget about the concept they teach you. Note this, note that. Oh, knowing the mental intention that there is a person, an object, and a subject. Forget about all those things. Just do. Do until the sati come, you will understand. When you are in sati, the form and mind that is in sati will know what sati is. Awareness before the knowing. Just that nature move. No word, nothing. That is a real one. And that one can see thought, can see emotion, can see a lot of the mundane mind's activity. And because you can see, you understand how it get conditioned into negativity, how the mental hindrance arise, how the evil root arise, how your mind stir and react to senses. You see them. Then you trace back the origination factor. Why did you do that? It's habitual because you have done it so many times. It's like every moment of sense or consciousness during the daily life. When you see something you don't like, you react. When you hear something you don't like, you react. When you see something that you like, you get attracted to it very fast. Then the craving, the desire, the description, the heedlessness, all this activity of mundane mind, see it, understand it. Why must I do that? Can I remain mindful, aware, heedful, like what the Buddha said, so that I can see things as they are? So that this memory, views, opinion, and conditioning don't cause me to react anymore. Learn to see things as they are. Learn to understand the Dhamma, like the Buddha said. Condition like that, things will be like that. Then like what I teach you, the world is the world. People are just the way they are. So learn to accept the reality of the moment more and more, more and more. And this is right view, straightening of your view, initial wisdom. Then when you have this, you realize you no longer stir your mind like before. You no longer have to behave that way, the heedless way. Then you realize you become more and more quiet, more and more peaceful. Your nature is different now. You don't react to sense experience anymore. You don't stir your mind anymore. You don't trigger of the commentary, the chattering, the verbalization. All this become very quiet. That is the way to meditate. Not the heedless thinking, chattering, or they use that thought to understand and rationalize and use Dhamma knowledge to practice letting go, practice this, practice noting, not the inner. Forget about all those things. Yeah, I went through, I realized nothing to do with all this. When you are aware, only you can learn. Without awareness, you cannot understand the form and mind. You cannot understand who are you, what are you. The form and mind is not you. That is very clear. The Heart Sutta say very clearly, Wu Yin Jie Kong. And the Buddha also say, our five aggregate of form and mind is impermanent. Rupang anicang, rupang anatta. Because it's impermanent, it's non-self. That's why we chant under the Bodhisattva vow. Vedana anicang, Vedana anatta. Sankhara anicang, Sankhara anatta. Then Sanya anicang, Sanya anatta. Then Vijnanang anicang, Vijnanang anatta. So all this understanding will be there. Then when you know that this form of mind is not you, then why do you attach and cling? Why do you say there is a person, an object, a personality, then a subject? So you will be very confused when you use the thought as knowledge, Dhamma knowledge, to look at things, to try to understand things. Luckily, you ask, you can learn now. You will improve very fast after you understand all this. Then the other Kayamita also can learn. And I don't blame you because your training and Ananda is the same. I think just now he used the word emptiness also. Or maybe you have discussed with him. So he preempt you by saying you are aware of emptiness. How can you be aware of emptiness? Do you realize the fallacy of that? There is no one inside there. Awareness is before the knowing. But the awareness that is aware of silence is a totally different thing, because the awareness is silent itself. Do you understand? When there is no mundane mind activity, no movement, that itself is silent. That's why the awareness itself is that silent mind. That's why I say you have to stabilize that. Develop it until it's very stable, until you understand what that true mind is, what that silent mind is. And then from there, how it creates mundane consciousness, how it starts the stirring of the mind, the reaction and all those things. Then you realize it is due to wrong view that all these things happen. When you have developed the wisdom, straightening of view, all these things cannot happen. Okay? Hope this will help you. Yeah. Yeah, you can on the speaker and speak another. Jayanta. Oh, still on, yeah. Is it clear, Jayanta?
It's very good. Thank you so much.
Yeah, good. So always remember when you are in the silent mode or meditative state, don't try to know. After the awareness become very stable, then the understanding will come by itself. The wisdom, the understanding will come by itself. It will actually let you understand. Then when you understand, you can use your own word to describe to me. I will know you have seen it, realize it. Then I will rejoice. But when you describe it the way just now, it's all knowledge. It's not from direct experiencing, the direct awareness. The direct awareness, no word. But after that, you can understand, then you can describe using your own word. That's why sometimes you realize song they all describe, Alicia they all describe. They never use any word, they never copy anywhere. But the way they speak, I know they have done it. Otherwise, they cannot tell you all those things. Then the other thing about that day, the question yesterday, oh no, Tuesday, the Alicia asked me that question. Go to Alicia. Okay, go to Alicia. I think this one is very important. Alicia.
Yes.
You remember? You asked that question. That song give you the answer, correct? Page 187. I went back and checked. Is the correct page. And the answer is all there. I read to you the answer.
Yes.
Page 187. There was a question raised by a yogi during the last Saturday meditation class as to why the random thought keep on arising during her meditation. So the lady that asked that question is actually another lady, not Alicia, because that time I think it was another lady, 187. Yeah. Okay, my daughter is bringing up the page 187 so that you can see. Okay, bring it down. Okay, there was a question raised by a yogi during the last Saturday meditation class as to why the random thought keep on arising during her meditation. Then I replied, I told her, this is good because at least now you are able to be aware of your own lack of peace and understand why your random thought keep arising. Why this thought and not any other thought? That's why when you see it in a meditative state, then you can reflect why this thought arises. When you are aware of all this without any reaction of mind or agitation or trying to do anything, then what happens? You will come to realize that this random thought arises due to attachment or clinging to a lot of those mind activity that affected you during your daily life. That's how Alicia learned. And this arising thought has a lot to do with your memories, which you have deposited or accumulated as scars of memories into your brain over the years. And since thought are response to memory, that is how random thought arise during your meditation. But if you just let it be or let things be and remain just silent and aware, then this random thought will start to slow down on their own until there is just stillness or quietness. Also, if you don't cling and live your life with heedfulness and wisdom, then all this clinging and grasping and accumulation will cease to be, and you will be very peaceful most of the time. We is the three universal characteristics of nature, and pasati is to insight. Pasana is to insight into it. Hence, vipassana is a meditation that leads to the ability of the mind to insight into these three universal characteristics of nature to arise the wisdom needed to liberate the mind. So meditation is about insight and not about right and wrong, good and bad. Meditation. Reaction of mind is due to one's wrong view that condition the arising of wrong thought, leading to fear, worry, anxiety, restlessness of mind, and restlessness of mind. Understand via awareness how these wrong thoughts come to be and how they condition your fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow, and lamentation, etc. Via thought projection and proliferation is very important. Then understand how Dhamma can allow us to develop the wisdom needed to straighten our view and free our mind, leading to peace and tranquility within. This is meditation. Okay? So this one, Jayanta also can learn. So now go back to Jayanta. Alicia, I think she understands already. So Jayanta, that one will help you, page 187. Sometimes it's not in your meditative state alone. Sometimes during your sleep, your subconscious and your unconscious release the phobia that is trapped in your memory. That's why you all call it dream. It's actually not dream, it's your subconscious release. Otherwise, your brain has no order. It has to release out all these phobia, scars of memory. In fact, later on, you will come to know the subtle one, like what Alicia go through. This subtle one are your very small, very minor and subtle reaction to life experiences. Sometimes small thing can actually lead to accumulation. That's why you will develop more and more sensitivity or mindfulness to see all this. Then when you understand how it went in, then next time when you encounter similar experiences, you know how to deal with it. This one is to root out all the heedless thinking. And don't mistaken this heedless thinking or this subconscious, the fine attachment as something that is very negative. Please, do you know Arahan? They still have thought outflow. Do you understand? Even at Arahan level, they have realized Arahanship. Their thought still got outflow because their mundane mind has not ceased. So it's very normal for a living being to have that, even advanced cultivator. That one can only cease when your mundane mind cease. When your nature shine forth and you see everything so clearly. Then everything like the cloud has dispersed, nothing, the direct seeing come out. And throughout the day, you are fully aware. That's why that type of mind is different. Then the form in mind is entirely something else. But later on, when the supramundane mind come out, it will be a different phase again. That one, if anybody hit that stage, I will share. Otherwise, now no point. Very difficult for living being to understand. Okay, what's the time now? Oh, you're 10 already. Do you want to stop or is there any more question? You don't have, then maybe we stop. Huh? Anybody? One more, last one maybe. Anybody want to ask any question? Or share anything? Okay, you don't have, then we will end. Huh? So let us rejoice. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, now we will do the sharing of merits, transfer of merits. Then after that, you can you blessing for the nation. Then you make your aspiration. Akasata cha bhumata deva naga mahindika punyang tang anumoditva cirang rakkantu loka sasana ittawata camehi sampadan punya sampadan sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampati siddhya idang menya tinang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo idang menya tinang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo idang menya tinang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo devo vasatu kalena sasa sampati heto cha pito bhavatu loko cha ya damati damiko imina punyang kamina mame bala samagamo satang samagamo hotu yawa nivana patiya sadhu sadhu sadhu. Okay, let's pay respect mindfully to Lord Buddha in the Triple Gem. Thank you. And we end. Hopefully today the sound system is better. I think it will be better. So we will see how. Okay, can off.
Stop the
Yeah,
recording.
stop the recording. Yeah.